my boy Patrick Mahomes, he agreed to a 10-year extension that's worth over $400 million. $400 million at first that it changed. Now he has 2 years left on his contract that he makes about what $27.6 million left. And once he's done with that, then boom, baby, he's making the big money, $45 million a year. And Trey, so I was watching this all day. This like, oh my God, this guy, it went from $400 million to 450. Now it's talking about 503. That's $500 million. But listen to these numbers of how much money he's gonna be getting per year. Look, God, he's making $45 million per year. He gets $3.75 million per month, $937,000 per month per week, $31,000 a day. $521 per hour. If I made $521 per hour, I'll be rich too. And he getting $8.60 every minute. Every minute he gets $8.60. Hey, now you count 5 minutes as $8. Man, you spending big bucks. It's ridiculous, man. What's your first reaction to this historic like contract deal that he got himself involved with?
I got 3 words for you. Worth every penny. I believe that this record-breaking deal that Patrick Mahomes signed today, Monday, July the 6th, 2020, a day that we're going to remember in sports history because this is the richest sports contract, period. This is the richest contract in sports history. This is baseball money, but this might even be beyond baseball money, Clarence. The amount of money that Patrick Mahomes has secured the bag, literally and figuratively, for his kids. Okay, this is generational wealth. This is what we talk about in our communities. These are goals in life. That's what Patrick Mahomes accomplished today when he signed this massive deal with the Kansas City Chiefs today. When you look at Patrick Mahomes in his career, obviously his first year being a starter with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2018, he had 50 touchdowns, his 12 interceptions, threw for over 5,000 passing yards, was the NFL MVP. Came up short in the postseason, although if it wasn't for an offsides penalty on the Chiefs, it's a possibility that Patrick Mahomes would have been in the Super Bowl in 2018. But he didn't make it. Tom Brady got the ball in overtime, and he led his team down, and they won the AFC Championship game. They went on to the Super Bowl and beat the Rams. But then you look at what happened last year. Although Patrick Mahomes missed a few weeks of football and he was injured, he came back on the scene, led his team to the playoffs where they made noise in the playoffs. But this didn't come comfortably. They were trailing in every single game in the playoffs this year, Clarence, and he led them on multiple comebacks in the postseason. Not only that, going up against the best defense in the NFL in the Super Bowl. He trailed the San Francisco 49ers by 10 points in the Super Bowl, a little under 8 minutes left in that game. And what does Patrick Mahomes does? Patrick Mahomes went on a Patrick Mahomes-like drive and got them back into the football game and ultimately won the football game for the Kansas City Chiefs. And, this year, his numbers weren't like they were the first year, but he still put up outstanding numbers. And like I said, he definitely deserves this massive contract. And the Kansas City Chiefs, they have them a quarterback at the helm that's going to help them win football games for many years to come. So I think this is a win-win for both sides.
I'm going to just say this, though. It just seemed like the quarterbacks that came in his class and the quarterbacks that came like after him, he set in the tone. It seemed like he set in the tone here that, hey, if you lead this team in Super Bowl in your early stage of your career, you might get this amount of money. So what's next for Lamar Jackson? What's next for Deshaun Watson? Do you honestly believe they will ever get that type of money if they won a Super Bowl? I just want to be honest. Be honest.
I believe so, because that's what the market is at right now. The market is at Patrick Mahomes reset the market for quarterbacks. He's young. He's only 23. He's only 23 years of age. And like I said, throughout the court, like so far in his young, illustrious career, he's been the best quarterback in the NFL. You can talk about Russell Wilson in Seattle. I love Russ. Lamar Jackson obviously is a reigning NFL MVP. I love the work that Deshaun Watson is doing in H-Town with the Texans. But when you talk about the creme de la creme at quarterbacks and the best quarterback in the business, that's Patrick Mahomes. And although I am an Aaron Rodgers fan, and I do believe Aaron Rodgers was doing what Patrick Mahomes is doing now, I got to get credit where it's due and admit that Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL right now, based off the simple fact that he plays the most important position in the NFL right now. And Patrick Mahomes has a well-deserved contract for 10 years, over
Think
400
about
plus
it.
million.
Yeah, just breaking down his contract, 400 and like that. Okay, actually, the contract hits up to $503 million. That's over $500 million right then and there. But listen to the kickstart. $477 million are guaranteed. $140 million of that money is injury free. So if he get injured, he can get injured in these first 2 years, and he's settled for life, because that 143 is gonna eat up that next 2 seasons. That contract is big, man. And I think for Patrick Mahomes, he does earn that. 97 touchdowns in the last 2 seasons, only 18 interceptions. That I ain't gonna lie. It's looking like kind of Aaron Rodgers, more touchdowns, less interceptions. And Mahomes is a terrific passer. He's a great, precise quarterback, and he earns all rights of this money. And to me, man, I just kept looking at the screen. Man, this guy just made all this money. He brought a Super Bowl to a team that's ain't had no Super Bowl in 50 years. And now they've been saving all this money and just threw it all at him. Now look at him. He's the richest player in the sports alive right now. That's just ridiculous, Trey, man.
It really is. And the only pushback I would have for this contract and the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, the only pushback that I would have for general manager Brett Veach, Andy Reid, and Patrick Mahomes, the only pushback I will have is having a player that will go against your cap and get paid over $40 million a year. I'm wondering will that affect the Chiefs and trying to sign free agents? I'm wondering will this affect them when they re-sign players like Tyreek Hill or Sammy Watkins? That's the only question I have here. Is it going to affect them being able to bring back Sammy Watkins or bring back Tyreek Hill?
Well, I actually read into that contract as well too. It doesn't affect the cap space at all, because it's flexible. It's flexible for 12 years. Actually, 12 years, including his 2 years currently on his contract now. It's more flexible through the years, because they can honestly throw him most of that money right now and don't have to pay him back for nothing, or they just can smooth it out through the years, or they just can hold it all towards the end, and he just got to work for that money. But the point is, this contract is not going to affect the cap, because the cap gets bigger every year. Plus, it's a new TV deal is coming out in the next few years, so that's going to be more money towards the NFL. I wouldn't be surprised. Now look, I know Patrick Mahomes has set the bar. I wouldn't be surprised if Dak Prescott get that $40 million a year. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Dak got $40 million a year, Trey. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dak got $40 million a year from Jerry Jones, but I don't believe Dak deserves $40 million a year. I think Dak Prescott deserves to be paid in that $30 million to $35 million range a year. I don't think he deserves $40 million a year.
But that right there he would be an average elite quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You got the average elite quarterbacks, you got the elite quarterbacks, and you just got the super elite quarterbacks, man. You just got to think about it. $30 million. Kirk Cousins gonna be making more. Ben Roethlisberger gonna be making more than him. Even the person you hate the most, Ryan Tannehill, is gonna be making more than him. So that's just an average. That's just an average elite money right then and there. So you're basically telling me Ryan Tannehill is better than Dak Prescott? No, ridiculous. No, he's not. But
no. I don't think Ryan Tannehill is better than Dak Prescott. I just don't think that. Okay, yeah. It's levels to it, though. It's levels to it.
Yeah, it's definitely levels to it. And Tannehill showed out, but he got to give us more. He got to give us more than one season. Like, you can't really blame off one season. That's why Lamar Jackson, this is his season to build off on. Like, you want you want an MVP. Now, your next option is one, winning a playoff game. Two, you got to lead this team to the Super Bowl. It's like do or die at this moment. But at the same time, you're still learning. You're still learning the game of football. But if you have a shot, you got to take that shot, man.
Right. Now, here's the thing, though, Clarence. I want everybody, first of all, let everybody know. Go and follow Wise Guys on Twitter at WiseGuys_H. Also on Facebook, Wise Guys. And be sure to follow Wise Guys on Instagram at These Guys Know Sports. And we're live here on the Worldwide Sports Network. And before we go to our next topic, it's one thing I want to say. And I know right now everybody is celebrating this massive contract that Patrick Mahomes signed today. You celebrating. Everybody, all the NFL fans are celebrating this massive contract for Patrick Mahomes. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy for Patrick Mahomes because I'm definitely happy for any player that's of African American descent getting paid like this. I'm excited for him. I'm definitely happy for Patrick Mahomes. This is well deserved. Let me be clear and say that again. It's well deserved. Again, in his first year, he had 50 touchdowns, just 12 interceptions, over 5,000 passing yards. And last year, he led his team to the Super Bowl and was a Super Bowl MVP. But I want to say this real quick because you know I'm a Packers fan, Clarence. And Patrick Mahomes, while I do believe in his upside, and I do believe if we look at his trajectory, that he's going to be in that top 10 to 15, at least right now. Like right now, if he keeps playing at the rate he's playing at, he'll be
next 5 years.
Hold on. If he keeps playing at the rate he's playing at, he'll be a top 10 all-time NFL great at the quarterback position if he continues. But I want to say this real quick. I am a Packers fan, and you know I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. So I'm a little frustrated, and it's a little bit of jealousy going on as an Aaron Rodgers fan, Clarence, and I'm going to explain to you why. I think people like Patrick Mahomes as a person just as much as they like him as a player. And I think in sports, and not only in sports, I think in society in general, if we like a person or like a person's personality, we give them the benefit of the doubt over people who have just as great production, who we don't necessarily like from a personality perspective. I don't think people really like Aaron Rodgers, my quarterback, because Aaron can come across as arrogant. You know, Aaron can come across as kind of like aloof. You know what I mean? So therefore, we don't give Aaron the credit that he necessarily deserves. We're talking about the great Aaron Rodgers, 364 touchdowns, career touchdown passes, just 84 interceptions, a nearly 5-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. He have close to 47,000 passing yards on his career. He hasn't thrown double-digit interceptions since 2010. And in that year, he only threw 11 interceptions. I think people forget the greatness of Aaron Rodgers because we so caught up in the Patrick Mahomes show. Before there was Patrick Mahomes, there was Aaron Rodgers, a 2-time NFL MVP, a Super Bowl champion, also has a Super Bowl MVP on his resume. He's the most talented quarterback in NFL history. Until Patrick Mahomes can put together a body of work like the great Aaron Rodgers, I don't want to hear Patrick Mahomes being mentioned in Aaron Rodgers conversations because Aaron Rodgers has literally carried the Packers. Hold on. He has carried the Packers organization since he's been the quarterback. He's carried the organization. I want to see Patrick Mahomes have the longevity that Aaron Rodgers has, and then come talk to me.